I never thought I'd actually agree with Aaron Rodgers or anything. And this is from the Joe Rogan podcast where he said this. So I think this was a while ago. But they were posting about how he basically was saying that trans women do not belong in women's sports. The trans women movement actually is anti-women, Rodgers said. You are not seeing trans men dominating anything. It's because they're biologically different. The biological difference. And I actually totally agree. And also, we have to stop with this notion, like, just because we're anti-trans women in women's sports does not mean that you're homophobic. As someone who played sports my entire life, was a college athlete all the way at the Division I level, I completely agree that I think it's not fair. Also, I ran track. Okay, like, can you imagine? Track is really built off of purely what you were born with, to be honest. You're either born with it and you aren't, and then of course, like, you can tweak it and everything later, but pretty much you have to be born with that. So a man is naturally faster than a woman. There ain't no way I've been pissed if I was on the track with someone who was born biologically a male. Now, I think you should be able to date who you want to date. If you believe that you should be a woman, do whatever it is that you want to do. That's perfectly fine. But when you start impacting other people, that's when I have an issue. And yes, I am a Christian, but at the end of the day, that is not between me. That's between them and God. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm doing my own sinning over here, okay? That me and God gonna have to work on. So I don't believe in judging other people. That's not, like, my job. Jesus literally says, like, we're supposed to, the commandment that he gave us back here when he came down here on earth was that we are to love everyone else the way he loves us, which is by loving them as who they are. So y'all who be doing all this extra stuff, you're doing it wrong. And so I say that to say, like I said, if that's what that person feels, that's what that person believes, that is between them. That has nothing to do with me. But the minute your choices do start to affect me, that's when I have an issue. And this is not a whole thing of like, oh, I'm basically trying to say, like, I think that they're going to, like, influence my kid to think that they should also change. It's nothing about that. And we talked about this with I think her name was Blair, the volleyball player and whatnot. It is not fair at all when you are born biologically a male, who males are biologically more dominant. Me and Kevin Hart, I think Kevin Hart might be the same height as me or somewhere around there. Bottom line, Kevin Hart's gonna be stronger than me. Kevin Hart is a male, even though he is a shorter male. That's not how it works. So no, I agree with what he said. And I feel like until you've ever played a sport, worked and made it to a very high level, or trying to even make it to a high level, you already got to deal with other people, you know what I mean, who have advantages, as in, like, they have better coaching, or they're just born genetically faster and things like that you're trying to keep up with. Now you add in somebody in who literally has a completely different makeup. No, ma'am, not happening.